in today's reading, we are going to be focusing on your career path, and more specifically, we are delving into what you can expect next on your career path. So if you're interested in that, make sure to stay tuned. And here are the piles that you get to choose from for today's reading. This is pile number 1. This is pile number 2. And this is pile number 3. Now, to make sure that you choose the most accurate pile for yourself, I recommend taking a few deep breaths and getting centered into the present moment. You can also close your eyes if that helps you to tune out any distractions around you. And just feel through your body, whatever is going to be coming up for you in whatever form your intuition speaks to you. Trust that and go off of that. But I also always encourage you to use your discernment as well as you are listening to these general messages. Now, when you are ready, you can go into the description box and click on the timestamp that you need. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 1. My name is Helen and I am so thrilled that you are here with me watching this reading. So let us look into your chosen card, shall we? So I want to start off with some intuitive messages first that I am picking up on from this image. What I'm feeling here, pile number 1, is that you could be well on your way to creating the dream job or the dream career path that you have always been wanting to have, even if you haven't always known exactly what you want to do or exactly where you want your career to lead. I feel like just the general feeling is one of feeling contentment, one of feeling like you are doing something of purpose, doing something that you feel confident in, doing something that you are good at, and doing something where other people also value what it is that you do. And I'm kind of looking at this whole, like, the city, or I want to say metropolis, but I don't know why. It just feels like you are trying to build something quite significant. And it does seem like you are trying to sort of do it on your own terms. And so a lot of you watching this could be entrepreneurs, or you could be, doing your own thing in some way. You could have quite a lot of autonomy. You could have quite a lot of decision-making power. You could be sort of quite high up because of how this person is levitating on top of that city, or whatever it is that they are sort of calling into being. And I'm also feeling that you are trying your hardest to stay on track with what it is that you are doing and on track with what it is that you are visualizing for yourself. You are not really allowing for too many distractions, and I feel like you are trying very hard to push other people's opinions out, other people's criticisms out. And when I look at these vapors of snakes that are around this image, hopefully you'll be able to see them too. It does feel like there is quite a lot of either like competition around you, or just a lot of jealousy and a lot of people, almost like wanting what it is that you have, or trying to undermine you some way, trying to bring you down, or trying to belittle what it is that you are doing. And so you could be finding yourself in a bit of a solitary position right now, or it's almost like you don't have too many supporters, or you don't have too many people that you can trust or rely on as you are working towards this dream vision of yours. Or maybe you are just working in a sort of environment where it's a very saturated market, or there are a lot of people wanting to imitate your success, wanting to do what it is that you do. And it could be difficult to, again, stay on top, or to be the market leader, or to be the innovator or something like that. But I feel like you are succeeding in that, because the snakes are only vapors, right? They are made of thin air. So it's like they can't really touch you. But I feel like you are sort of also feeling intuitively the stress of maintaining your position. So that's kind of the energy that I'm intuitively picking up on pile number 1. But we are also going to look at some pre-prepared oracle cards, which are going to tell us a bit about the energies, the current general energies of your career path. So what is going on regarding your work, regarding your career? Hopefully we will get some details, and as we do, it will be a lot easier for you to understand whether you are watching the right pile or not. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we have the ladybug and a clover. We have sacrifice, choose wisely, rest and rejuvenate, and we have this image of joy or fulfillment coming through as well. Let me see. Okay, sorry, I'm just going to rearrange the cards a bit, so don't mind me. Pile number 1, I'm feeling a lot of confirmation from these cards on a lot of the stuff that we were talking about in the intuitive messages part. So, namely, I want to start off with the first card, which does indicate luck of some sort. It does indicate things going your way, things working out for you, and having sort of lucky breaks or seeing some signs of success. And it definitely feels like you are being very successful at what it is that you do. And because we also have this 4-leaf clover, which is somewhat of a rare find, right? Generally, clovers have 3 leaves on them. So if you do happen to come across a 4-leaf clover, that is where the message of luck comes in, right? Because it's not anyone who finds this sort of clover. So I feel like you do stand out in some way. You do have something special about you, like an X factor, when it comes to the way that you do things. So even if, again, you are in a market where there is a lot of saturation, a lot of people are trying to play the same game that you are playing, and there is a lot of competition, it almost seems like it comes quite easily to you, or at least that's how it appears to other people, to stay ahead of the game, to constantly be surprising, to constantly be innovative, to constantly come up with new ways of progressing or showing off your skills or taking your area of career or your work or your craft in a new direction some way. So you seem to be constantly full of surprises, and I feel like the universe is kind of having your back in that as well. So it's almost like, again, no one can really touch you. So that's what I feel. But it definitely hasn't come easy, you know, this level of success that you have, because we also have this sacrifice card, which actually ties back to the Hanged Man card in tarot. But this card specifically focuses on the sacrifice part of it. And so I do feel like you have had to make quite a lot of personal sacrifices. And at times you have had to make difficult decisions. And we will get to the decision-making part soon, because we have another card talking about this. But I also feel like you have had to say no to quite a lot of things. And you have had to put your own well-being at the background at times in order to manifest what it is that you want and bring about what it is that you want. You can even see from this image as well how she is submerged in this murky water, and clearly this can't be a very comfortable place to be in, and there are also these choppy waves that are about her, so it's not the easiest, the most comfortable place to be in. But you know, she's enduring all of that in order to bring about this blessing, you know, this sense of enlightenment or wish fulfillment. And that's what I feel like you have been doing, pile number 1. So this success that you have and this level of mastery or being at the top of your game is definitely not something that has just fallen into your lap. I feel like you have worked quite hard on it and quite hard for it. And a lot of people might just not see the sort of efforts that you have made behind the scenes and what it has taken out of you mentally, emotionally, physically. They just see the success, right? And so it's easy to kind of like covet that when they may not be able to, or when they may not be willing to put in the work themselves. So we also have this choose wisely card. And so I do have a sense that there could be quite a lot of opportunities around you. And again, quite a lot of noise where people may want to be a part of what it is that you're doing, or they may want to, you know, jump on your bandwagon somehow. But it feels like they don't actually want to do the work. They just want to reap the benefits of what it is that you do. That may be more of a specific message for someone out there, but I'm just putting it out there. But with this choose wisely, again, there is this element of you having to make some pretty big choices, and they haven't always been easy choices, because whatever path you focus on, you have to let something else go, or you have to say no to something else. So you are sort of cutting off opportunities or potentialities. But it also has helped you to focus on the truly sort of meaningful, the path forward that leads you to success, right? We have these like golden birds and the way that this finger is pointing to the sunlight. So it seems like you have a fairly clear mission ahead of you, and you are making very wise choices. But there just could be a lot of noise that is surrounding you right now, and there could be a lot of opportunities, a lot of sort of people offering to collaborate with you, or offering you even new projects to take part of, or ways in which you could expand your business somehow, or maybe take up more tasks if you are, you know, employed by someone else, if you're not running your own business. It seems like you could be getting these sort of opportunities, but I feel like not all of those opportunities are things that will actually make you happy and that would actually be in alignment with what it is that fills you up emotionally. And so that's why I feel like you are having to use quite a lot of discernment at this time. And we also have this rest and rejuvenation. So this is kind of like a Four of Swords energy, where, you know, it sort of reminds me of this message that we went over a bit earlier, where we were talking about you having to shut off or tune out any distractions and any noise and any competition and things like that, things that could be getting to you and things that could be undermining your progress. So I do feel like that is something that you are desperately trying to do right now, and that you are trying to stay very focused, and again, not allowing your thoughts to become muddled by other people's input, right? Keeping your mind very clear and very focused. But I also feel like this is a message of you possibly not really having the most time for your self-care at this time, because we also have this choose wisely right next to it. And so I do feel like there is so much going on that you may have a hard time prioritizing your self-care, especially with the sacrifice here too. As I said, you could be making some of these sacrifices from your own like well-being. Hopefully that made sense. But we also have this happiness card. And so I do feel like you are, again, like the universe is clearly supporting you, and clearly you are seeing certain results for all of your hard work. But I also feel like you may be struggling to like keep yourself going, because again, this card came out next to this rest and rejuvenation card. So you may be feeling the need to recharge your batteries or to fill your own cup in some way so that you could keep going in the same way that you have, or even better. But it could be a bit of a difficult thing to like schedule in for yourself at this time. But I do feel like you are capable of doing that. It's just about reprioritizing certain things and possibly also delegating certain things. But I'm also sort of getting a message of like freedom with this last image. And so you may be trying to do everything by yourself, or you may have a hard time delegating things to other people. But I feel like that could actually be somewhat useful or helpful to you at this time. And also I feel finally that both of these cards, this rest and rejuvenate with this happiness or freedom card, is again talking about you being able to shut other people's stuff out and stay focused on you and what it is that you are doing. So generally, these cards seem very, very good, very promising. It feels like you are well on your way to success and striving towards your ultimate dream career or your dream job. And if you can resonate with these messages, if you recognize that within your own circumstances, then make sure to keep on watching, because we are going to be looking at what is ahead for you now. So let's see what you can expect from your career path next. Okay. And we have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So we have the World, we have the Six of Swords, and then we have the Seven of Swords with the Moon that came out together. So I want to start off with some zodiac signs, the ones that are coming through from these cards, and I'm going to point them out in case you recognize them within yourself or around you. We have the World, which represents Saturn, so there is a connection to both Capricorn and Aquarius. We actually have more air energy coming through with the Ace of Swords and the Six of Swords, so that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Also the Seven of Swords, sorry. And then finally we have the Moon, which is tied to Pisces. I feel like the first thing that you can expect, especially with the World card, is that there is going to be some sort of a bigger culmination that you are going to be experiencing, where a certain goal or wish that you have been working towards is going to be manifesting for you. The World always portends some sort of success, some sort of successful finish or cycle or chapter completion, and a new beginning that is beckoning. But this is that beautiful moment where you can just sort of take a deep breath and exhale and feel like, okay, I did this, right? And so this is a bit of a breather as well, to just recognize your success, recognize all of your achievements, and take a moment to be truly grateful and to be truly proud of everything that you have done. So I do feel, especially with the Six of Swords being here too, that you are going to be leveling up in some way, pile number one. With the Six of Swords, you could be getting a promotion of some sort, or you could be offered just like more responsibility and a bigger pay as well, most likely. Or it could just be, again, if you are not employed by someone, if you are your own employer, or you are doing something, on the side, like a side hustle, then it just seems like you are going to be leveling up in some way. You're going to be moving towards some form of success, which is going to be a bit more easy. So I feel like there is some breakthrough, or there is some movement ahead, which is coming about after a period of needing to put in a lot of work or struggle a bit or facing a lot of challenges or adversity. And now it's like things are becoming a bit more smooth, a bit more effortless. So this is a moment where you can truly enjoy certain fruits of your labor. But I also feel, because the World and the Six of Swords are both talking about the energy of travel, you could be having certain travel opportunities crop up, or you could be offered a position to expand to other countries, to other states, or to other regions or something like that. You could be asked to expand abroad, or even go overseas, because we have this image of water here too. Yeah, there could be possibility for you to expand and kind of, have bigger reach when it comes to what it is that you do, or again, increasing your business, or leveling up at your corporation. So, maybe your company that you work for is opening up new branches in other countries, or in, maybe even on some other continents, and you are offered a position to move abroad as a result of this new job position that also has some extra benefits. But I do want to point out, because the Seven of Swords with the Moon is kind of dodgy energy, and I'm kind of not surprised that I'm getting this energy, because remember how we were talking about the snakes here that were coming up on this image? And so it felt like there was some sort of jealousy or some you know, some evil eyes around you or people wanting to undermine what it is that you do. I feel like with the Seven of Swords and the Moon, that could be something that like becomes more emphasized, or something that starts confusing the situation for you, or some, you know, there could be someone around you who is trying to sabotage your progress, who is trying to sabotage your success, and they may be doing stuff behind your back for their own gain or for their own self-interest, right? I feel like because both of these cards are talking about secrecy, I feel like at first you may not even know who this person is. So it could be somewhat of a like an unknown enemy or an unknown foe or something like that, or even like, again, just competition. You know, there could be certain, like, I don't know, rumors that are spread about you or your business or something like that, or some sort of like false information that is leaked, again, to like muddy up your reputation if you have your own business, or, you know, if again, you are offered some sort of promotion or offered some sort of position that will help you to level up. It could be that some of your colleagues who are also eyeing that spot are trying to talk ill behind your back or something like that. So it's just, you know, something for you to be aware of. It's not something to be scared of or freaked out by. And the reason why I feel like it's not something to be freaked out by is because, first of all, you have all of the success and this successful completion on your part anyway that you are doing. So I feel like it doesn't necessarily, again, reach you. I think I even said that as well, right? That these snakes are made of air. So it's not like they are a real threat. They can't really touch you and they can't really sabotage your success, even though they are going to try. So I feel like it's just something to be mindful of. But again, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So there is clear success that is going to come through for you. You are going to be able to, you know, succeed regardless of other people sabotaging or other people's, you know, trying to manipulate the situation in their own favor or something like that. And I also feel with the Ace of Swords that you could be finding out sometime after who this person is that is working against you or who is trying to undermine you. So this sense of clarity and knowing is going to be coming, but I feel like it's not going to come immediately. So, you know, the sort of the advice that I kind of want to give here is to just keep your head in your own game, stay focused on what it is that you are doing, stay focused on your own goals, and try to, you know, not pay any mind to this whole situation here. Just be aware that there could be someone who is trying to, you know, do something behind your back. But again, I also want you to feel reassured that it's not going to actually be able to do you any harm, and you are going to come out successfully of the situation, and you are going to find clarity at the end. So I feel like you will know who this person is who is not to be trusted, and you are going to be able to move on in, you know, in your own direction towards your own success regardless. So let's see, what is the best course of action for you regarding what is ahead in your career? Whoa, okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm chuckling because it's kind of making me think of again what we were already talking about. So this is most likely going to be quite a quick reading, pile number one. But we have the Seven of Wands that came out in reverse. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, which is a card of Gemini, but it can also talk about any air sign really. So again, we have more air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That could be significant. And we also have the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so as I said, I feel like the cards are kind of repeating the same advice that I just finished talking about. So we have the Seven of Wands that came out in reverse, but I'm just showing you the illustration upright. So with Seven of Wands coming out in reverse, I do feel like Spirit is saying to not get involved with the competition or the manipulation, or, you know, whoever may be trying to tear you down. Do not get involved in that. Do not waste your energy on it. Do not allow yourself to overthink about these things. And yeah, it's not worth your energy, because I feel like, as I said, I feel like the universe has your back. So it's almost like you are protected regardless, and you are being helped along your path anyway. So, there's really no point in you even wasting any breath, wasting any energy, wasting any thought processes on whatever someone else is doing or whatever other people are doing. So do not get involved, because with the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, it's clear that you are encouraged to, again, stay focused on the coin. And the coin is representative of this goal, of this idea, this vision that you have in your head, of this potential for your dream life, right? What is it that you want to manifest? What is it that you want to bring into being, that you want to materialize? And again, this Ace of Pentacles is something that is representing value. So stay focused with this Knight of Swords. This is almost like what's the expression in English? I'm not sure. The things that horses have around their eye so that they wouldn't be able to be distracted by everything that is around them. They can only see ahead of themselves. I don't know what they are called, or at least I can't think of it right now, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm trying to say. So stay laser focused on that coin. Stay laser focused on what is truly valuable, what it is that you're trying to do. And again, don't lose sight of how valuable your own energy is. And you only have a certain amount of energy and effort to use, right? So don't waste it on things that are not worthy of it. Because with the Knight of Swords, I feel like, the best thing for you to do is to just think about what it is that you're trying to achieve, and to not allow yourself to get distracted by anything else, to just push through. Right? That is the energy of the Knight of Swords, to push through and to believe in yourself that what it is that you are doing is the right thing and that you can get there. With the Three of Pentacles as the underlying energy here too, this is talking about, again, thinking about the long haul. What is it that you are trying to build that would be long term, that would be standing the test of time? And what sort of foundation are you really trying to lay for the future? Right? So it's all about this bigger picture thinking, and constantly working on bettering yourself and bettering what it is that you are doing, so that you could, again, stay on top of your game to keep this level of mastery that you have. So yeah, wow, pile number one. I am loving these messages for you, but I want to close the reading out with some oracle cards from this Moonology Oracle deck. So let's see what is Spirit's advice for you and your highest good. Oh, perfect. We got exactly two. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So we're getting another message of meditation and contemplation. So I do feel like Spirit is trying to emphasize how important it is for you to, again, not get distracted, and to just stay in some sort of sacred bubble. And, if you have any spiritual practices, anything that you do for your self-care, right now would be really, really good to hone in on those and to put more effort into, maintaining those, or keeping them a steady part of your day, keeping them in your routine, because I feel like it's just something that will help you to stay in the right mindset and to keep your head in the game, right? So that you wouldn't, that your thoughts wouldn't run away from you. Or get away from you. Anyway, so the cards that you got, we have conclusions are within reach, full moon eclipse. So what was I saying? Especially with this world and the Six of Swords card here too, there are definitely going to be certain chapters that you are closing, certain things that you are manifesting, bringing about certain success that is going to be coming your way. So your hard work is paying off. You're very close to that. And we also have the energies gaining momentum, waxing moon. Yeah, so clearly, the universe is just asking you to stay focused because you are so close to achieving some sort of success or some sort of breakthrough, some sort of milestone, or even like growth spurt. I just heard. So, you know, it's all working in your favor, pile number one. It's all going to be coming about. So just keep doing what you're doing. I love when we get messages like this, you know. It doesn't take that much effort on your part because it seems like you are already on the right track and you are doing everything that you should be doing. And so it's always so nice when Spirit is just emphasizing that and supporting you in what it is that you do. But anyway, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me, pile number one. I really enjoyed delivering these messages, and I hope that you are so excited for your career path as well, and that this helped to boost your confidence a bit to keep going. As always, I hope to see you very soon on my channel. And in the meantime, take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number two. My name is Helen and I am so excited that you are here with me watching this reading. So let's get into the card that you chose. So the first part is all about the intuitive messages that I'm picking up on from this image. And what I'm feeling for you, pile number two, is that your career path seems to be revolving around your boss or your manager or the owner of the company or something like that. It feels like there is a heavy emphasis on your superiors. It seems like they are somewhat of a troublesome or difficult aspect of your career. So for some of you, you could be thinking about changing your jobs or possibly even, you know, leaving the company in general, if it's not just like your supervisor or not your manager or something. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you changing departments doesn't help with getting away from this person, then you could be thinking about actually leaving the company and leaving your job and just doing something completely different. But it does seem like there is someone who is very heavily tied to your career or to your day-to-day work, who has a lot of authority, who has a lot of power, but who may be misusing that power, or who may be a bit of a tyrannical figure, someone who is very much looking out for their own interests, and possibly someone who is not overly concerned with their employees' well-being. So that means your well-being, right? So you could be having a bit of a hard time at work, or feeling like you are constantly under pressure, feeling like there are so many expectations that are placed upon you. I'm also getting a more of a specific scenario, but I feel like if some of you have lost your colleagues, or if there have been a lot of layoffs, or people losing their jobs, and your department getting smaller, then this person seems to be, this boss or this supervisor seems to be placing more of these work responsibilities that are now not being fulfilled because they have let those people go, right, that used to do these jobs. They are placing them now on you and the rest of your colleagues who remain, but they're not necessarily paying you more for those. It's almost like they are trying to keep the costs as minimum or as low as possible, and they don't really care how it is actually affecting your livelihood, your well-being, your level of motivation. There's something very unpleasant about this energy that is coming through. So yeah, it just feels like you could be struggling with your work or with your job because of someone who is in a position of power and in a position of authority, and who is most likely misusing that power. And so, yeah, you could be very strongly considering your options as it comes to being able to get rid of this person, or being able to rid yourself of this person's influence. Even though I'm feeling that this is a superior, this is a boss or a supervisor, something like that, this could also be a colleague of yours, just to sort of give you more scenarios to work with. But most strongly, I am feeling that this is like a team lead or manager or something like that. So anyway, if you can recognize this part of the story, or if this sounds familiar to you, then definitely keep on watching, because we're going to get some more details now to get a better understanding of what it is that you're currently dealing with when it comes to your career path. So as you are listening to these details, hopefully it will be more easy for you to discern whether you're watching the right pile or not. So let's see. Okay, we have the card of emotions coming through. Third eye chakra. Material and spiritual prosperity. Authority. Oh my goodness. And we have the bear as well. Okay. So let's start off with the first card. This is telling me that whatever it is that you do for work, you seem to be enjoying it as a profession. I feel like it's not an issue that you have with the work itself, because it seems to be actually bringing you a lot of like positive emotions. I'm looking at all of these faces on the card, all of these emojis, and most of them have a smiling face on them, right? Most of them are happy. But then there are certain faces here too that are sad. And so it seems to be a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to how this job, how this work makes you feel. And so you could be having some days that are like super good, super successful, where you feel really good at what it is that you do, where you seem to have the kind of results that you want. And also I feel like you may, get certain positive feedback when you do have something that either increases the prosperity of the company somehow, or where you do something that helps your department or something like that, then it feels like you are being recognized for that. And you may also enjoy the colleagues that you work with, or the people that you are surrounded by. And so I feel like that's where really the majority of that happiness comes from. But I feel like there is so much like emotional strain and so much stress that this boss or this authority figure is causing you at work. So it kind of feels like very big highs and very big lows. And so it's kind of difficult. It's taxing. It's exhausting, So it seems to be a bit of an emotional mess when it comes to your job. And you may have very wildly oscillating feelings, from really enjoying your job and feeling sad about the notion of possibly having to leave or possibly having to change something, but then also at times feeling like you can't really take it anymore, like it's too much. Now we have this third eye chakra. And so what this is telling me is that your intuition is working on like the highest setting right now. And so most likely you are feeling very deeply about needing to make some sort of shift or needing to make some sort of change, because I feel like your spirit or your soul is calling out to you and letting you know that something is not right. And I feel like this voice within you is going to become even louder, because the third eye chakra is a really powerful chakra. And it's the one where we get like psychic messages from as well, where we can see through the veil, where we can see through other people's masks and lies, and where we can really intuit the truth of the matter. So I feel like you are getting a lot of signs as well in your workplace, and you can almost like see through what is happening, even if your boss is like telling you something else, or even if they are sugarcoating things, or even if they are trying to sweet talk you in some instances when it's beneficial for them. I feel like you can see through that, and you can see through to their true nature or their true intentions. Yeah, there is something about your intuition working on overdrive, and you feeling more and more strongly that something needs to change, because we have this material and spiritual prosperity. So both of these are coming through. And so it feels like, you are starting to pay more and more attention on this spiritual prosperity aspect, because I feel like even if you are quite content with what you are earning and what your material situation is regarding this current job position, it's becoming more evident to you that your spiritual prosperity, your actual fulfillment when it comes to this job is more important than what you are paid there. So it's almost like you are starting to figure out a way in which you could increase both of those things, you know, so that you wouldn't have to compromise or lose out on what you are earning right now, but that you also would get a position where you feel more satisfied emotionally and spiritually, a place where you would feel more aligned with how they run things and who are in charge than you do right now. Now, we also have this authority. So clearly, I do feel like this is talking about this boss of yours. And so that's why I chuckled when this card came out, because this is tied to the Emperor energy in tarot. And I am getting a very yucky energy with this card. I don't know why, but it just feels really unpleasant and really arrogant and overbearing and domineering and like all of those negative masculine energies, right? Those like toxic masculine keywords that are attached to the Emperor card when it's like not coming through in the best way. So I do feel that your consideration here is quite strong, and it is becoming stronger still, because we also have this bear image. Sorry, couldn't get the word out. This bear image. And so this is also talking about protection. And I do feel like you are wanting to protect yourself and you are looking for ways to protect yourself. So this could be talking about the ways in which you are currently looking out for yourself. So you could be trying to keep a low profile or not like poke the bear, so to say, at work as it is right now. But I feel like as you are sort of looking for alternative ways or thinking about making some necessary changes or looking for new positions, I feel like there is also this energy of you gathering up strength and courage with this image, because this is, you know, it looks like this bear is translucent. They look kind of see-through, right? So it's not like they are a fully materialized bear. It's still somewhat like an idea or like a, you know, like a potential. So I feel like this is talking about you trying to build up to the courage of actually taking the plunge and changing your job or leaving that department or speaking to someone even higher up, or, you know, whatever your personal circumstances are regarding this whole situation. I feel like this is you preparing to do something quite bold and change these circumstances. But I feel like you're trying to be very clever about it. You're not trying to, you know, rush anything or make any impulsive decisions or put yourself in a compromised position. But at the same time, you are not wanting to withstand this level of like craziness or emotional turbulence anymore either. So that's what I feel, pile number 2. If you can recognize this story, then very clearly this is your reading. And so we are looking at the next parts of your career path now through these tarot cards. So let's see what you can expect from your career path next. Oh, okay. Wow. I guess that's it. We got all of the cards that we need. So we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Empress, and we have the Nine of Swords. Okay, interesting. We also have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So the zodiac signs that are coming through here, and I'm just pointing them out in case you recognize them within yourself or around you. We have some fire energy with the Ace of Wands. That would be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. We also have the Empress, which is Venusian energy, so Taurus or Libra could be significant. And we have some air energy coming through with the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Most strongly, this is Gemini energy coming through, but this can also talk about Libra or Aquarius. So starting off with the Ace of Wands and the Empress, it definitely seems like there is going to be a new opportunity that arrives for you, pile number 2. So this is very exciting stuff, because both the Ace of Wands and the Queen sorry, not the Queen, the Empress are both very promising, very enthusiastic, very optimistic energies. So you could be getting an offer of some kind, and it feels like something that really stirs you up, something that gives you hope, something that inspires you, something that creates a spark of like possibility and opportunity. And because of the Empress here, I also feel like this is something that promises a lot of growth and a lot of abundance and expansion. And this could also be somewhat more creative than what you are doing right now, or it could offer you more opportunities to use your creativity in that job position. With the Empress though, the energy is so much more like nurturing and caring and supportive, right? So it's much more focused on like the well-being of the whole system, not just the well-being of like the company or you know, just focused on numbers and stuff like that, which is much more like Emperor energy, you know, more focused on like the data. This is much more focused on like the people and the atmosphere. And so you could be finding a job prospect like that, or you could be offered a job prospect like that. So this looks very hopeful. Pile number 2, especially if you are actively seeking a new place of work. Or this could even indicate for those of you who have been considering, you know, doing something on your own or launching your own business, launching your own creative endeavor of some kind, then, you know, this looks very promising that could be something that you gain more like confidence in, or you could be receiving some offer of support in bringing that about. So it just feels like you are going to have options, pile number 2. Like there is going to be possibly more than one option, but I feel like one is going to be sort of standing out from all of the rest, because the Ace of Wands is something that is very specific, something that stirs you deeply. Now, we also have the 9 of Swords here. And so I kind of get a feeling, especially because we have the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck here too. Actually, I'm going to place the cards like so. So this seems to be more like this energy that is connected somehow. And with the Knight of Swords, I feel like this is actually referring to the energy of your current boss, or possibly even to like your colleagues or the current situation that you are in. And I feel like as soon as you are contemplating, or as soon as you are bringing about this topic of potentially leaving, or, you know, starting your own thing or something like that, this person, this Knight of Swords energy could be trying to make you doubt, make you question things. They could be playing on your fears with the 9 of Swords, because it is an energy of anxiety, of feeling doubt, feeling fear, you know, but it most likely is something that is blown out of proportion, if that makes sense. You know, it's not something that is actually as big of a problem. So these seem to be fears that are being like blown up and made bigger than they really are. So just, I feel like be mindful of the kind of conversation that could be coming in, or the conversations that the people around you may try bringing about as soon as you start looking elsewhere, or as soon as you start taking action to leave the current job or the current position. So I don't feel like it's actually something to be very stressed about. I just want you to be prepared that may be something that could be coming in. Because the Knight of Swords is, again, like, how should I say it? The Knight of Swords is, again, an energy of going after their own agenda. They have a very specific idea of what they want to accomplish, and they are just like solely focused on that and going after that. And they don't really take other things into consideration too much, because they are so focused on their own stuff. And so that's why I feel like this is, again, that self-serving energy that I was feeling with the first card here, which is, again, talking about most likely your boss, your supervisor, your manager, something like that. And so I feel like they are, like, you know, creating this sense of panic or creating this sense of fear in you, because they are trying to serve their own interest because they realize that you are a good employee, and they don't want to lose what you can do for them and what you do for the company, right? They don't want you to lose your numbers. That's what I feel, pile number 2. They don't want you to lose your numbers, but they don't actually care about you. They just care about what you can do for their department, for the company, for the team, whatever. Again, right, apply the messages to your circumstances as they resonate. But if you are aware that sort of manipulation or trying to, again, bring about some fears in you or trying to manipulate the situation, as long as you are aware of that, I feel like you are going to be able to not let that get to you and like not lose the confidence. That's what I'm feeling. But anyway, let's look at what is the best course of action regarding what is ahead in your career. So let's see what you can do. Whoa, okay, we have 2 cards. Let's see if we can get one more. Thank you. Okay, interesting. We're getting some repeat cards. So, I don't know, it's just interesting. So we have the 9 of Wands that came through first, which is more fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius specifically. We have the 10 of Cups, which is Pisces energy, but again, could also be Cancer or Scorpio. We have the 7 of Swords, which is more air energy, and those would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is earth energy. So you're getting all the elements represented here. The Ace of Pentacles is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, so first of all, I feel like the advice here, or the best course of action for you with the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Cups, is to keep fighting for your well-being and to stay behind this atmosphere of harmony, this place of belonging. So, don't be discouraged. I feel that especially because of the 9 of Swords energy that we were talking about previously, where you may be shaken up a bit because of what your supervisor, what other people are telling you, or how they may be trying to reap fear in you when it comes to, changing your life or changing this job or leaving that company. As much as other people may be projecting some fears on you and trying to undermine that decision by, getting you to think about everything that could potentially go wrong or everything that you are leaving behind or giving up, and this sense of unknown that you may, that you are putting yourself in, like they could be trying to trip you up in that sense. But with the 9 of Wands, it's clear that you are asked to stay strong. Even if you feel yourself like wavering, or even if you feel like doubt creeping in, with the 10 of Cups, I feel like Spirit is saying that your dream job is possible, that what you think about when you visualize how you want to be in a work environment or what you want your career path to look like, it is possible, but you just have to fight for it. You have to stand for it, right? With the 9 of Wands. So don't allow yourself to get swayed, because again, we have the Ace of Wands and the Empress. So, you can have what it is that you are after. But with the 7 of Swords, I also feel like it is Spirit's way of saying to keep it hush, to not allow too many people to be in on what it is that you are doing. Because I feel like the more people are aware of it, the more they have the opportunity to freak you out or to get under your skin. So that's something that you don't want to have happen, right? So with the 7 of Swords, this is a clear indication of just keeping your cards close to your chest, not letting anything sort of show through before you have a clear new opportunity to follow, especially because the Ace of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck here. So this is again talking about something that is like a sure thing, like a sure potential, something that is a real opportunity for you, right? Something that is tangible, something that is physical that you can start working on. So as long as this whole thing is just an idea or something that you are thinking about, Spirit is urging you not to divulge that information to other people, to keep it to yourself. And as soon as you have a real opportunity, right, with the Ace of Pentacles, as soon as that is a real, tangible new job prospect or something that you are actually physically starting to do, then it is, then it is okay for you to tell, obviously, the people that you are leaving behind, that you are leaving them, or that you are changing jobs or whatever. When you actually have some sort of security behind you, something that you can stand on, something that you can rely on, it's going to be so much more easy for you to dismiss or to not allow this like manipulation or this fear mongering to actually get to you. So yeah, that is what is coming through pile number 2. I want to close the reading out with an oracle card from Spirit. So let's see what sort of advice Spirit has for you regarding your reading. Oh my God. Because I saw the bottom of the deck, I just want to point that out. We actually have expect powerful change at the bottom of the deck. And this feels so potent with new moon eclipse. So I feel like this change is almost inevitable. I feel like you are going to be taking the plunge, pile number 2. But I want one more card and then we will talk about them. Oh, wow. That flew out so strongly. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck, we have take time to breathe out. So I feel like, this is just a general message or reminder to calm yourself, to allow yourself to make choices and to look at this whole situation with a clear mind and to, not get too tangled up in everything that is happening and, just to find ways where you could calm yourself down, where you could ground yourself, where you could bring yourself into a place of like serenity so that your mind wouldn't, again, get the best of you or your thoughts wouldn't run away from you. Is that the expression? I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm, mixing up these expressions. But we have emotions are running high with supermoon. So clearly, that's something that we have been talking about already. And I feel like Spirit is just re-emphasizing that fact because it wants you to be aware that there are going to be a lot of emotions that are being brought up for you, a lot of emotions that are going to be surfacing as you are doing something about the situation or as you are bringing about change, or as even like change could be happening regardless of whether you take action actively or not. Because with the Ace of Wands, it's clear that there is some sort of opportunity that is coming your way. And with the Empress, it could indicate, that you are not actually actively seeking it out. It is something that like comes to you because the Empress is a very receptive sort of energy. So, just be mindful of how your emotions could be playing tricks on you and how they could be clouding your judgment, right? So that's why I feel like this energy of take time to breathe out is so important because, again, I feel like a very strong message here is that you don't want to do anything like impulsively, right? You don't want to put yourself in a compromised position in any way. So we also have a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. So a full moon in Libra, that could be a significant period of time for you, but a win-win outcome is forecast is such a positive energy because it feels like Spirit is saying that, there is a way for you to come out of the situation in a way that benefits everyone or where everyone is able to successfully resolve this situation. And I do feel like, again, it's kind of saying that you are going to be getting what it is that you want. But I also feel, again, that a huge part of that and a huge part of being able to make these changes amicably is by, again, you playing your cards right. Let's just say it like that. So, wow, pile number 2. I loved doing this reading for you because I feel like there is so much hope and there is so much, new opportunity that is going to be available to you, and you're going to be able to get out of this pickle of a situation that you find yourself in, or this tricky, emotionally roller coastery situation that you are in. And I hope that you found that to be the case here too. Hopefully these messages were useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining for you to watch. And as always, I am so grateful that you are here, and I hope to see you back on this channel very, very soon. But in the meantime, take care. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 3. My name is Helen, and I am so grateful that you are here watching this reading with me. So you chose this specific card, and the first part of the reading is going to be the intuitive messages that I'm picking up on from this card that you chose. So as I'm looking at this card, I do get the feeling that you may currently be in a job where you feel like you have peaked, or where you feel like you can't really grow anymore, or there are no ways for you to develop or rise higher up in the ranks. Because I'm looking at this dome, right? And you can see how all of the trees have grown to the edges of that dome. So it's almost like there is a glass ceiling, quite literally, that you are facing when it comes to your career, when it comes to your work. So it could be that you even though you have achieved a lot, and it feels like you are very capable and very good at what it is that you do, you are being boxed in somehow, or it's like you are starting to lose interest, or you're starting to lose motivation, because there isn't really anywhere else for you to go within possibly like the company that you work for, or you can't grow in your own department, or it's like you have reached some sort of top or some sort of pinnacle. And I also look at I don't know whether it's dust or whether it's snow or something like that, but it just feels like there is stagnation that is around this dome. So it's almost like you could be trying your best to, to keep growing within your own position, or within your own current situation. You could be trying to make the best of that situation and keep it alive, keep it fresh somehow, or keep it growing or developing. You may even try to keep things interesting for yourself by studying some new things, or expanding your skill set, or growing your talents in some way, or searching for some courses or some ways for you to keep your skills at the top of your game, or something like that. But it just feels like it's not really having any bearing on your career path in general as it is right now, because it just feels like there is stagnation. Now that stagnation could be regarding the company that you work for. So it could be that they are just sort of maintaining some sort of status quo, or they are not really interested in growing, or they are not really doing a good job when it comes to managing their business and growing as a company. This could also talk about your own business, if you have your own enterprise, if you have some sort of side hustle or something, even if it's just a little hobby project that you're working on. It could be that you are facing some sort of stagnation when it comes to that there has potentially been some sort of growth or development or a leveling up that you have done. But it feels like now things are just sort of stagnating, that there is no further growth. And so you could be kind of stumped when it comes to what you should do, or how you should progress or proceed, so that you could start seeing things growing and developing again. Or, this could also be talking about, just your job position or your department, or something like that, where maybe, there is so much work to be done, and maybe you need other people, or there is a need for more employees to be hired, but the company isn't doing that because either they don't have the means, or they are just not wanting to bring about more costs for themselves. And so they are just asking you to make do and take on the extra workload. You know, it's just in general, it feels like there is some sort of cap on when it comes to how much you can do or how much you can grow and what you can achieve. And I feel like it's starting to like weigh on you. It's starting to demotivate you. So I don't know, that's just something that is intuitively coming through pile number 3. But we're going to get some more details now regarding what is the current general energy of your career path. So as you are listening to these messages, it will hopefully be much more easy for you to understand whether this is the right pile for you. So let's see. Okay, we have some Chinese lanterns. We have solitude, discontent and boredom. Oh my goodness, this is, yeah, we have universe and we have the hobbies card as well. So pile number 3, starting with the first card here, I do feel like you have some wishes on your mind, something that you are hoping for, something that you are visualizing, something that you are manifesting. It seems to be something that you are not actively taking any steps towards just yet, but it's something that is on your mind, something that is like asking for more and more attention. We also have the solitude card here, and this is actually tied in with the Hermit card in tarot. This card is making me think back on this intuitive message of you feeling like you are stifled somehow, or like there isn't anywhere else for you to go. And so it does seem like you could be, again, with the solitude, it could be you trying to, keep things interesting for yourself, or you trying to expand your skills, learn new things about your already existing position, or just, get yourself to a stronger position so that you would have a better chance at growing or developing, or, even just like setting yourself up for success because of how much more like capable and adept you are. But I also feel with the solitude that it is an energy of feeling kind of alone in what it is that you are doing, or what it is that you want to achieve, especially because we have the wishes card coming out right next to it. So it's almost like, just to give you an example, it could be that you want to take things to the next level, or you want to, help the business grow. Let's say that you work someplace, right? Let's say that you are an employee and you have certain visions on how things could be improved, how the business could be taken to the next level or grown or expanded in some way. But it feels like it's something that only you are concerned with, or it's something that you sort of feel like you need to fight for on your own. It's like no one else feels the desire or the need to better anything. And so you could be feeling quite isolated in your wishes or in your dreams. And if you have a company of your own, or if you are doing your own sort of business thing, it just feels like you are looking into ways how you could better things, how you could grow things. But it could be something that is quite a slow moving process. Yeah, it may require you at this time to have a lot of like self-belief or self-faith, and to almost like keep yourself motivated, right? To have self-motivation. But we have this discontent and boredom card coming through. And so clearly it's something that is at the center of this whole reading right now. So it does indicate that you are fed up with something. You are feeling bored. You are feeling, unstimulated, or like things are just a bit too routine for you right now, or nothing is really sparking anything for you. And again, it seems like you are trying your hardest to sort of keep yourself in the game, to keep yourself motivated, to keep yourself constantly growing and learning and developing. But with the universe card, which is tied to the card of the world in tarot, so it's the end of the major arcana, and it always symbolizes some sort of culmination. And it's clear that you have reached I think I even said that with these intuitive messages, that it feels like you have reached some sort of pinnacle, or there is nowhere else for you to go. And clearly there is some sort of chapter that you have concluded. You have learned everything that you could possibly learn in that situation, even though I feel like you are trying to, widen your horizons or increase your wisdom, increase your skills somehow, and to keep things fresh for yourself. But it feels like for the most part, you have reached some sort of level and there isn't really anywhere else for you to go but to the next new thing, right? Because the cycle restarts with the Fool card, where you have to begin again in some new endeavor. So there is success here, there is accomplishment here, but with this discontent and boredom, it feels like it's really not doing things for you anymore, right? It's plateauing. And so as the last card coming through with this hobbies card, this is indicating that there is a need to explore new, exciting endeavors, right? So you could be thinking about these sort of things. You could be manifesting them. Again, you could be trying to bring a sense of joy or play into your career, into your workspace. You could be trying like different things. So there could be a sense of experimenting as well that you are doing in order to like shake things up, in order to, make things more interesting somehow. Or possibly even, again, if you're working in a collective of some sort, you could be trying to stimulate other people by like making things more interesting or offering potential courses, or you could be looking into ways for the company to like evolve, or for the employees to level up or to gain more knowledge or to gain more skills or something like that. But again, I don't know why, but this solitude card keeps like pulling me in the strongest, and it feels like you are on your own when it comes to these efforts that you're trying to bring about. And so first off, pile number 3, if this is your reading, I just want to commend you on, having this inner strength and being this admirable person who wants to better themselves, who wants to grow and develop, and who wants to bring other people with you on this journey. Even if you are not entirely succeeding in that, I feel like just the fact that you are trying, the fact that you are maintaining hope with this Chinese lantern card, I feel like that is truly, truly admirable, and you should be very proud of yourself. Because I feel like it takes a very special kind of person to stay in that mindset and to keep yourself wanting to strive for the better in the face of all of this like stagnation or apathy or unwillingness to cooperate and things like that. But anyway, if you recognize yourself in this story, then this is definitely your pile, and keep on watching, because we are going to look now at what you can expect from your career path next. Whoa, okay. Interesting. So we have the 3 of Cups, we have the 6 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 8 of Swords. So we have some, and the Knight of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. So we have fire energy coming through the strongest, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have the 3 of Cups, so that's water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and we have some air energy with the 8 of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I'm just pointing out the signs in case you resonate with them yourself or you recognize them around you. Pile number 3, I have to say what I see from the cards. So, just hear me out, even if it's not necessarily something that you want to hear. But I promise there is a solution, okay? So just bear with me. Looking at these cards, I have to say I'm not really seeing that big of a change when it comes to the way things are right now. I kind of see that the same energy is continuing, because we have this 3 of Cups that is talking about a group of people, or sort of a social setting of some sort. So it does seem to be talking about your colleagues or the people that you work with. We have this 6 of Wands in reverse, which is clearly, and I'm going to show you the image up, right? So you would see the illustration. But the 6 of Wands, when it comes out in reverse, is an energy of like defeat or not reaching some goals or not leveling up in some way. And finally, we have the Eight of Swords, which is clearly an energy of just staying stuck, of stagnation, right? So with all of these three cards together, there is an energy of people really not wanting to move from the situation that they are in. This is kind of the atmosphere of just staying where we are and, you know, not really seeing that there is anything to better or anything to level up. So I do feel like you are going to sort of have to keep this self-motivation going, especially because we have this Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And I do feel very strongly that this is your energy. So the Knight of Wands is a very fiery, a very driven, a very motivated and very passionate energy. So it's kind of given me hope that that sense of enthusiasm is actually going to be growing in you, that you are going to be spurred on by the lack of other people's enthusiasm or willingness to move forward. I feel like it's almost like it's going to become so annoying for you, or almost like unbearable, that you just like sort of go in your own way. You start pushing ahead on your own. It feels like you are not that concerned with what other people are doing and whether they are joining you, whether they are not joining you, whether they want to grow or develop or not. It feels like you are setting your sights on something new and you are starting to experiment again, regardless of what other people are doing. So it almost feels like this whole situation is going to become so strong or so pronounced that you just get this urge to, again, follow your own path or follow your own trail because you feel like you are not surrounded by the right people anymore. It's an energy of not allowing yourself to get bogged down or slowed down by other people anymore and by their lack of enthusiasm or their lack of belief or whatever. Because with the Eight of Swords, it feels like there is such narrow-mindedness that is present here. Again, whether this is talking about the colleagues that you work with, whether this is talking about the whole like culture of the company that you work for or something like that. It just feels like it's really not in alignment with the sort of visions that you have and with the sort of innovative mind that you have. And it also, actually, I have to say, it feels like you would be much better suited to be in a position of leadership somehow. Because, yeah, it feels with this Knight of Wands that you are not meant to be following other people's orders, like doing things according to other people's vision. This is very much like being the visionary yourself, or going out there and exploring and growing and developing and learning and just following your passion with this Knight of Wands. But, you know, again, if this is talking about like your own company or something that you are doing by yourself, then it just feels like you are starting to look for new ways in which to like venture out or branch out somehow. So, you know, if something has been stagnating, if something has not really been working, then I feel like you are looking for a certain place of stimulation or growth outside of this current setting that you have. So you could be picking up something new on the side or like venturing out into a different niche or something like that. So that's kind of what I see that is ahead for you. Next path on this next section of your career path. So what is the best course of action for you regarding what is ahead in your career? Oh wow, okay, sorry, let me just rearrange the cards a bit. So the cards that you got are the Lovers, which is Gemini energy, the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy, and the Knight of Cups, which is Piscean energy, but it can also talk about any other water sign, so Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And we have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So I kind of feel like the message here is fairly straightforward with all of these cards pointing to the same thing. I feel like Spirit is saying that the best course of action for you is to keep following your heart and to stay dedicated to what it is that your soul is calling out for you to do. Because the Lovers is clearly indicating that there is a strong sense of passion or something that is deeply calling to you that you are encouraged to follow here with the Chariot. Because the Chariot is all about going after your goal, right? Taking charge of the situation, taking the reins and plowing ahead without allowing yourself to get sidetracked or, swayed off your path or anything, because this is a divinely guided path with the Chariot. This is something that the universe is encouraging you to follow and something that you are supported in. So clearly, you are on your way to some sort of a victory. And with the Chariot as well, this is also indicating a leveling up of some sort, of reaching a new level or chapter or, just rising up. And with the Knight of Cups here too, again, this is just about you not abandoning your dream and following where your heart is pulling you towards. So as I said, all of these cards seem to be indicating the same message here. But also I feel like with the Knight of Cups, there could be, it could be indicating that there is someone else who is going to be like coming in or joining you as you follow this path of yours. So as you keep looking for ways to grow, as you keep looking for ways to expand or develop in some way, you could be attracting new people or people who actually see things the way that you see them. Because with the Lovers also, there is an element of partnership at play here, right? And so it does seem like you are encouraged to follow what you feel called to do and keep an open mind when it comes to the sort of people that you encounter. Or it feels like the message here is to keep moving towards your calling and to sort of find the people that resonate with what it is that you want or what it is that you're trying to do. And with the Five of Swords, I feel like Spirit is encouraging you, not to back down from like opposition or from people either like being annoyed or people wanting to even stop what it is that you are doing because they don't understand it or because it triggers them somehow. Right? Which can very likely happen when you are evolving and you are outgrowing certain people and it's just projecting back to them how they are not evolving themselves. And so you could be frustrating or aggravating certain people by following your dream and by staying true to what you feel is the right thing to do. But with it coming out upright, I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to stand up for that, to fight for what you believe in, and to not back down from what you believe is the right thing to do, right? Because I feel like you can overcome these challenges or this stagnating energy, this weird sort of bubble that you are in right now. You can overcome it, especially with the Chariot. I feel like Spirit is deeply encouraging you to keep moving, to keep pushing ahead, because you can have success, you can have triumph. That is part of the Chariot energy. And so don't lose faith in that, because I feel like this leveling up energy is out there, it is available to you, but it may just be in a different place from where you are looking for it right now. So that's why I feel like this Knight of Wands energy was so significant as well. And this whole encouragement of keeping your mind open, of being explorative, of trying different things, and possibly especially trying things that you haven't tried before. So anyway, I want to close the reading out with an oracle card from this Moonology deck to get some sort of advice from Spirit. something to close the reading out with. So let's see what sort of advice Spirit has for you, pile number 3. Whoa. That was so like, I don't know, abrupt. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna get to these cards in a second, but I want to show you the underlying energy, which says communication is key, new moon in Gemini. So yeah, it does seem like clear communication is very, very important. So again, you know, you not shying away from what it is that you feel is the right thing, but also, you know, it kind of ties in with this 5 of Swords energy, I have to say, where, you know, it's important for you to stand up for what you believe in, but also as much as you possibly can, it is a good idea to stay diplomatic, right? So it's like not being overly aggressive in your views, but, you know, if other people start trying to talk you out of things or start trying to attack you in some way, like then obviously, you know, it's recommended here to stand your ground. But I do feel like communication is going to play a big part in how this whole situation sort of progresses or how it moves forward. So the cards that you got as Spirit's advice, let's look into them. We have you're very close to achieving your goal with gibbous moon. So, you know, clearly, again, clearly, the energy of you building up this courage or you feeling like, okay, I'm fed up, I have to do something now, I have to change this, I have to try something new. I feel like that is building in its intensity. You are going to be receiving some sort of relief, I feel like. And we also have a time for healing, balsamic moon. With this card, Spirit is saying that there could very well be a specific reason why things are kind of slow right now or why things are not progressing as quickly as you want them to. Because this is obviously a time for you to recharge your batteries or to kind of get your ducks in a row before you venture out on this like whole new chapter. Yeah, and I love this message. You're very close to achieving your goal. This is actually like one of the most hopeful messages that I feel out of these oracle cards, because it is indicating that this time of like, again, this time of boredom, this time of feeling like, you know, nothing is really happening, it seems to be coming to a close. So you don't have that much longer to like stew in that energy before you get this like injection of motivation or drive or passion to just like venture out into a new direction or start exploring and just going down your own path. Like that seems to be something that is going to be coming up for you quite soon. So yeah, hopefully this message is somewhat like encouraging or assuring to you that you know, a solution is coming. That's it, pile number 3. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me, and I hope that this reading was useful, insightful, or at the very least entertaining to watch. And as always, I hope to see you back on this channel very soon. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.